The covering material for this box is rather limited, so I want to make a paper pattern first before I start cutting into the actual covering material. So I know that I'm going to need about a ½ inch inside the box to wrap around the edge. I'm not going to line it because that is the top of the box and it's going to stay closed for the most part. So I need to have enough fabric to go around the edges on 4 sides. So what I'll do is I'll lay the box on the paper here, and this is giving me about 3/4 of an inch. That will be turned into the box. And then I'm going to lay the box down, and I'll draw a line. And I'm going to measure it with a pair of dividers here. There. And now I'm going to set that at the edge of the paper here to make the pattern. Bring the box back down to the line and do that so that I have the same distance on both sides here. I'll find the 3rd side, make a little mark or 2, and on this side here. And that way, I can take a ruler here and with my divider marks, if I can find them again. There we are. Draw a line. And from this side here too. Draw a line here, and then I will cut a pattern and start to cut my material. I'll cut my material and then I'll be right back. I've cut the material. This is it here. And because we have a hole here, I'm going to have to do a little bit of pre-covering. So I've cut a strip that's just slightly wider than the opening here. And I know that when I actually cover this, I'm going to fold the cover down like this and fold it on the long sides. So the short sides would be left sort of naked on the inside. So what I'm going to do is, with this little strip here, I'm going to cut 2 little pieces like this, and I'm going to glue them out. Just pushing it onto the roller here to get it wet. And then I'm going to stick it just briefly on this side and wrap it around the inside. And with my folder, rub this down. Do the same thing over here. And then push it through. And take it on the inside of the box here and rub this down on the sides here. That way these short sides are covered on the inside. And we'll even press this down a little bit here, like that. Now, in order to find these in the right place, what I'm going to do is put the box on the fabric like this. I'll take my dividers with that measurement that we made earlier when we made the pattern and check to see if the box is in the center, like that. And then I'll take a colored pencil, a light colored pencil, because this is a dark crown, and just draw around it. That way I know exactly where to put the box when it's wet with glue. So I'll glue this up. Just the top side, because we have to make some cuts on the paper before we fold the sides. And setting it down into the pencil lines. I'll first turn this over and rub it in place. And now with my Olfa knife, I'm going to cut first on the short sides here, straight, very close, like that, and then I'm going to cut right through the middle, like that, you know, on the hole. See how you like this, and on the short edges. And then through the middle. Have to do that from two sides here. Like that. And now I should be able to push this through while the glue is still... Oh, we need to put some glue on there. So I'll just put a little bit of glue on the inside of the box. And then I can push these little flaps all around. And there we have our hole covered inside. And I can wipe this little bit of excess glue off of here, because this is this material is Skivertex. It's a plastic coated paper, and it lends yourself to very well for making these durable boxes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my triangle and I'm going to cut even with the side here. I use the knife blade to like push the triangle up so that I can cut from the corner straight out to the edge, and then on this side I can just put the triangles long side like this and cut out to the edge. I'll do the same thing on this side. Match it up here to the edge using my knife to sort of place it. And then the long side here. And then on this side, I'm going to use the open space here to make a flap and cut out this corner. And over here, I have to make a flap as well. So I'm going to use this edge to side up the edge here and make this side longer. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And here, let's see if I can flap. That's right, line it up. There we go. So I'm lining up this edge with the inside of the orange marker on the triangle. And then I can cut this square out. So the first sides that will go down will be these right here. Oh, no, be the long side. Sorry about that. The flap sides always have to go down first. Okay, so I'll glue this and do a little bit on the side here. And this side here, like that. And then rub this side down. And wrap the flaps right around. And be sure to crease the top of your fabric so that it won't try to lift the flaps off of the sides. Okay, we'll do the same thing here. And a little bit here, like that. Okay, so now all we have to do is glue these sides down and then turn the edges. Make sure the corner is nice and sharp here. Okay, so now, before we turn the edges in, we have these like little flaps to turn inside. I'm going to open them up by putting the triangle here in the corner and opening these flaps. Have to make sure I get it in the flap here because that flap is wrapping around the corner there. Okay, so take these edges, wrap this like this, just giving them a little bit of pre-creasing. And if you want, you can open them up like this because it's a nice idea to get them out of the way. And we see these little corners that are sticking up of the flaps. I'll just take the knife and cut those off. So now it's just a matter of gluing out the flaps and folding them in. Oops. I want to miter the corners first. Let's do that. So I'm folding the two edges very sharply. Right here, take the Olfa knife, stand it up on the miter, and just give a little pull. And do that on all four corners. And then what I'll do is I will take my scissors and I'm going to cut on the long sides. I'm going to cut right up to the triangle and remove that little piece. And then where the miter is right there, I cut a little triangle out. And that way the fabric will be one layer where the miter is. So we do the same thing symmetrically. On the other side, cut up to the triangle, cut a little triangle piece out. And we do the same thing on the other long side. A little triangle out. And a little triangle out. There. So, now we can glue these out. We're going to glue the short sides first because they have a little flap that will wrap around the corner inside. And you can see here how the little flap wraps around the corner. Trying how the flap comes down and then wraps around the corner. This gives a little bit more strength to the box. And then these will fit right in flush, with that. Stand the box up to give it a final rub in here into all the corners. It has to be neat on the inside because it is going to have a box shoved in there. So here we are. Here's the bottom box, and that goes on top like that.